Hello dear students, welcome to English class. Today we will do the poem from your book Beehive. Name of the poem is No Men Are Foreign, which is written by James Kirkup. Before reading the poem, we should come to know about the poet. James Kirkup was an English poet, translator and travel writer. He wrote over 30 books including autobiographies, novels and plays. He wrote under many pen names including James Falconer, June Hunda, Andrew James, etc. He became a Fellow of the Royal Society of the Literature in 1962. Let us read the poem. In the first stanza, the poet wants to say, remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon, is earth like this in which we all shall lie. So, dear students, in the stanza, the poet wants to say that the poet wants to say that the theme of the poem, he wants to introduce with the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is on this earth, not any single individual is strange. He states that no men are strange and no country is foreign. He says that the body is the same for every individual, only the clothing created by man is different. Adding that, he also says that the earth is one and whole. The land we walk upon is similar to the land every individual walks upon. The poet stresses the fact that there are no divisions in us. We all belong to single earth and we all are same. In the next stanza, the poet says, they, too aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvest, by war's long winter start. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. Dear students, in this stanza, the poet also says the same thing with some other context. In some other context, he says, and even he stresses Mother Nature. He says that Mother Nature does not discriminate and has provided each individual with the same harvest to keep us alive and well. Poet adds that we also get our equal share of land, sunlight, and air. Peaceful farmers feed us, and during winters, when there are war and death, each one of us suffers together. The poet aims at showing us that we suffer and prosper together. So, here the poet wants to say that whatever we have, happiness as well as sorrow, we all share together, we all suffer in the same manner, and we all get prosperity in the same manner too. In the third stanza, the poet says, remember, they have eyes like ours that wake, or sleep and strength that can be won. By love in every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. So, dear students, in this stanza, the poet urges the reader to remember that we have similar features that perform a similar function. How then can we be indifferent then? He says, apart from physical similarities, we also have emotional strength which can be won by love. He advises love as the remedy for war. He also asks the reader to remember that each land, whether we have visited it with our own eyes or not, has life. Life springs in every corner of the earth. These lively things want to live and strive and laugh. They do not wish for war and death. The poet urges us to understand and recognize this. It means the poet wants to say that common people, common person on the whole earth, wherever he belongs, from any corner of the earth, he does not wish for war or death. He always desires to have a peaceful and happy life. In the stanza 4, the poet says, let us remember whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves, that we shall despise, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. Disposes, to put out of possession. Betray means cheat, and condemn means criticize something or someone. So, in this stanza, the poet states that we should always try to remember that we are one and cannot be divided. He states that whenever we are told to condemn a certain person or country, it is us who makes the choice. It is us who chooses to pick up the arms. We should remember that killing another human being is not the solution to our problem. When we are in state of war, both countries lost many human beings. No side wins, everybody in a war loses. The poet tells us to remember this when we decide on picking up the arms, it is always harmful, not for the person who is wishing to war, but the person who is forced to accept the war. So it means war always brings the destruction of life, destruction of nature, and destruction of energy. So we should try to avoid war, and we should try to live together. We should try to live on this earth by sharing everything, not by dividing anything. It is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrig the innocence of air that is everywhere are on. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. Defile means here pollute. Outrig means excessive violence. So, dear students, here in the stanza, the poet wants to say that when two countries fight, it is the individuals who are at a loss. Death benefits no one. With war, we disrupt our natural balance, disrespect God, and make the earth impure. So, by creating war, or by accepting war, or by favoring the war, we do not have any kind of profit in any way, not for the individual, not for the group, not for any country, not for any society. For no one, the war brings any kind of profit. Actually, war, death, they are always they are always ready to bring the losses to everyone. Whenever war happens, dead bodies lay on barren ground. There is fire everywhere. Poet compares the fire to the hell fire and considers that the dead bodies on the ground are making the earth impure. Obviously, it is right. The poet provides us with a horrific picture of war and warns us against it, so that we should always try to avoid war for the sake of peaceful life. He then finishes the poem by writing the first line in reverse, thus solidifying the message, that is, no men are foreign. So, dear students, I hope from this poem the message or the theme is very much clear, that the poem gives to us, that is, no men are foreign. The earth is a common place for all the human beings, and we should try to live with brotherhood, and for the sake of the humanity and for the welfare of the whole mankind. So this theme revolves around the poem, that is the brotherhood of all humankind. The poet points out that all our boundaries and differences are just man-made, are just human-made. They are not divided, they are not bounded. The are not created by the Almighty. Throughout the poem, James Kickup tries to show the similarities between all humans, so that we can understand that we are not foreigner for each other. He urges people to drop their weapons and welcome one another as a part of their own, to bring peace and love in this world without any hate or discrimination. Such a nice idea, such a humble idea, or such a divine idea is given by the poet in this poem. We should try to understand it, we should try to accept it, and we should try to imbibe in our life, so that we can maintain life full of peace, full of happiness, and we can make this earth, Mother Earth, more beautiful, more fruitful, and more worthy for living beings. Thank you and have a nice day.